Hello, guys. In this episode, we are going to explore a figure of immense historical significance whose life and legacy have been shrouded in both fear and fascination. In the jagged, unforgiving peaks of the Alborz Mountains, where the wind whispers tales of ancient empires and forgotten gods, one figure carved out a legend so potent, so chillingly effective, that his name still echoes with both dread and fascination. Hassan I Saber, ca. 1050s 1124. Known to history as the Old Man of the Mountain, he was the enigmatic founder of the Nizari Ismaili order, a sect often branded as the infamous Order of Assassins. From his impregnable fortress of Alamat, in what is modern-day Iran, he forged a mountain state that for decades defied the colossal might of the surrounding Seljuk and Ayyubid empires. His life, shrouded in both meticulous historical record and lurid myth, is a captivating tapestry woven with threads of fanatical devotion, innovative military tactics, and the creation of a legendary, terrifying legacy, a narrative brimming with deeds that still tantalize and provoke. Hassan I Saber's early life was one of intellectual rigor and fervent religious study. Born into a Twelver Shirai family in Qom, Persia, he was a brilliant scholar, deeply immersed in theology, philosophy, and astronomy. His intellect was sharp, his memory prodigious, capable of reciting vast tracts of religious texts by heart. Yet, a profound spiritual quest, coupled with a growing disillusionment with the political and religious corruption of the Sunni Abbasid Caliphate and even the Twelver Shirai establishment, led him away from conventional Islam. After years of intense study and travel, including a pivotal journey to Egypt, the very heartland of the rival Fatimid Caliphate, he converted to Ismailism, a branch of Shirai Islam that held a more esoteric interpretation of religious texts and believed in a living, infallible imam. This conversion itself was a profound scandal in the eyes of the Sunni majority, a radical embrace of a minority faith often deemed heretical, politically subversive, and a direct threat to the established order. He became a dai, a missionary, preaching the Ismaili doctrine with a fiery conviction that drew both devoted followers and fierce enemies, laying the groundwork for a movement that would shake the foundations of the Middle East. Hassan's true genius lay not just in theology but in audacious, almost Machiavellian, strategy. Recognizing the vulnerability of a dispersed, persecuted community, he sought an impregnable base, a sanctuary from which to launch his vision of a purified Islamic society. In 1090, he set his sights on Alamat, a formidable mountain fortress perched high in the Alborz, seemingly inaccessible. Rather than launching a direct, costly assault, he employed a cunning infiltration. He dispatched his most persuasive dais, missionaries, to quietly convert the local populace of the surrounding villages, building a hidden network of loyalists within the very castle walls. These converts, often disaffected peasants or disillusioned local officials, became his eyes and ears. On a specific day, a masterstroke of psychological warfare, Hassan himself walked into Alamat, seemingly unnoticed, blending with the daily comings and goings. The castle's commander, a local lord, suddenly found himself surrounded, not by an invading army, but by a populace now secretly loyal to the Ismaili cause. Faced with an internal uprising and no hope of external relief, the commander was paid off with a sum of gold and allowed to leave, and Alamat was taken without a single drop of bloodshed. This bloodless coup, a testament to meticulous planning, patient subversion, and brilliant psychological manipulation, established the independent Nizari state and cemented Hassan's reputation as a master strategist, a man who could conquer without drawing a sword. From Alamat, Hassan I Saber ruled with an iron will, creating a highly centralized and disciplined mountain state that, despite its relatively small size, defied the colossal might of the surrounding Seljuk and Ayyubid empires. But it was his unique, terrifying military tactic that birthed the most enduring and chilling consequence of his legacy: the fidayis, or self-sacrificers. These were not ordinary soldiers. They were highly trained, utterly devoted operatives, willing to undertake missions of assassination against key political and religious figures who directly threatened the Nizari cause. Their targets were carefully chosen, often powerful viziers, generals, or even caliphs, whose removal could destabilize enemy leadership without the need for large, conventional armies. The lurid legend, largely propagated by their enemies and later sensationalized by European chroniclers like Marco Polo, claimed that Hassan drugged his recruits with hashish, transported them to a secret, hidden paradise garden filled with beautiful women, flowing wine, and delectable feasts. Upon awakening, they were supposedly convinced they had experienced a glimpse of heaven, promising its full, eternal glory upon successful completion of a mission. While this tale of drug-induced fanaticism and a literal paradise garden is almost certainly a myth, the Nizari were known for their strict adherence to Islamic law, which explicitly forbade intoxicants. The effectiveness and chilling devotion of the Fideus were very real. Their assassinations were often public, carried out with daggers in broad daylight, designed not just to kill, but to sow terror and demoralize enemy leadership. This precise, surgical application of violence, a profound offense of political murder, allowed a small mountain sect to exert disproportionate influence over a vast and hostile region. The very word assassin derives from their name, a testament to their fearsome reputation. Hassan's rule within Alamut was one of extreme asceticism and unwavering adherence to his interpretation of Ismaili law. He was known for his personal austerity, living a simple, almost monastic life within the fortress, rarely leaving his study, dedicating himself to prayer, scholarship, and the administration of his state. This rigid discipline extended to his followers, and any deviation was met with swift, brutal punishment. The most chilling and widely recounted event of his personal rule was his absolute, uncompromising enforcement of his laws, even against his own family. It is recorded by contemporary historians that he had 2 of his own sons executed. One, Muhammad, for allegedly drinking wine, a violation of Islamic law, and another, Hussein, on suspicion of arranging the murder of a dai who had supposedly slandered him. These acts, demonstrating an almost inhuman commitment to his principles and a chilling willingness to sacrifice even his own flesh and blood for the purity of his doctrine, solidified his image as a ruthless, unbending leader. The old man of the mountain whose authority was absolute and whose justice was swift and unforgiving. Amidst the terror and strict discipline, Alamut was also a surprising hub of intellectual activity, a mixture of contradiction. Hassan-i-Saber was not merely a religious zealot or a military strategist. He was a profound scholar, and he amassed a legendary library within the fortress, filled with rare and valuable texts on philosophy, astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and religious doctrine. He encouraged learning, debate, and the rigorous study of Ismaili theology among his followers, creating a paradox. A state feared throughout the region for its assassins, yet also a bastion of knowledge, intellectual pursuit, and sophisticated theological discourse. This juxtaposition, a place of conflicting identities, the scholarly recluse who ordered assassinations, the intellectual fortress that bred terror, only added to the mystique and enduring fascination of Alamut and its enigmatic leader. Hassan-i-Saber passed away in 1124, reportedly after falling ill, and was succeeded by his chosen lieutenants, maintaining the continuity of his unique state. The Nizari state he founded would endure for another 150 years, expanding its network of mountain strongholds across Persia and Syria, until its eventual destruction by the Mongol hordes in 1256. The Mongols, in their systematic destruction, also razed Alamut's fabled library, a tragic and irreparable loss of knowledge that further deepened the mystery surrounding Hassan's true teachings and the internal workings of his order. Hassan-i-Saber remains an enigmatic and profoundly influential figure, a testament to the power of a single, unyielding will. His deeds, the radical conversion that alienated him from the mainstream, the bloodless seizure of power through cunning subversion, the terrifying devotion of his Fideus who reshaped political assassination, the chilling strictness that extended even to his own family, and the paradoxical blend of rigorous intellectualism with ruthless pragmatism, have ensured his place in history as a figure both feared and endlessly fascinating. He was a master of psychological warfare, a brilliant strategist, and a religious leader who forged a unique and enduring legacy in the heart of the mountains, a testament to the power of unwavering conviction, however extreme or controversial its manifestations.